Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video I'm going to be featuring some battles that I did on stream, featuring triple shadow, non-legendary, Dragonite with superpower, Metagross with earthquake, and Mamoswine with high horsepower. This team was fun to use but really difficult to use. Overall I went 14 and 11, climbed to 28, 30 or something like that. Pretty decent. Dialga switching is kind of tricky. You can win the two shield even down behind two Dragon Breaths with Metagross straight Meteor Mash. Mamoswine gets Dragon Breath down pretty easily. The IVs on mine are not the best. 15, 12, 15 for both the Dragonite and Metagross. And I have Best Buddy on my Metagross. And 15, 13, 10 for the Mamoswine. So not the best. But let's just go through these battles. They were really fun here to play out. So we're going to have a Dragonite into Groudon. This is generally a good lead here, but this Groudon, actually, no. Then here comes Mewtwo's also really tough for this team here because I really don't have a good answer. Honestly, I probably should have stayed Dragonite versus the Mewtwo or try to catch the Psystrike because they can just go straight Shadow Ball. And you'll see here, I'm actually misplay this one pretty badly. But you'll see that they actually end up being double weak to Dragonite, so it was very fortunate for me. So I knew that they were going to try a CMP tie, so I didn't want to throw on the CMP. And I must have miscounted here, because I end up throwing on the CMP, and if you could see my face in the video, it looks pretty terrible, but that's quite all right. We're going to farm down, should be able to farm down before they get there. And here comes Kyogre, so this is actually very fortunate for me that it came in Kyogre. Honestly, I should have lost this game. I definitely should have lost this game. Well, I should maybe I would have had a chance to win if I would have gone up the shield advantage, or at least even shields. And then to the Dragon Claw, and they get to the Origin Pulse here, so I throw right before the Origin Pulse. Origin Pulse will definitely KO. The Surf would actually be pretty close too, and they insta swap into Groudon here. They didn't throw the Fire Punch. Which is very fortunate for me. So I decided to throw the Avalanche, and this Avalanche does one shot. Honestly, there's absolutely no way I would have survived the Fire Punch versus the the Fire Punch plus the Waterfall. So on multiple fronts, I should have lost the game there, but that's quite all right. And here's I'm just collecting my dust rewards here, so I'll skip past that. And we'll go into here's the second game here. We're gonna have Dragonite into Giratina. This is a good lead as well. And then here comes Excadrill. So you can win this matchup straight superpower, but you have to take the first Rock Slide. They're always gonna throw first because they generate energy faster than you. And then here I'm gonna just CMP tie with the second one. And I didn't expect them to come Giratina here, so I debated what to do here. So I actually am like, okay, I'm just gonna save swap to Metagross here, and they actually come in into my Metagross, which is obviously absolutely disastrous for me. I am gonna shield this because the Meteor Mash does do quite a bit of damage. They go straight Shadow Ball, and I'm gonna throw right beforehand. I'm a little bit worried about them catching. So I throw the Meteor Mash. They decide to throw the Ominous Wind right away, and it does KO me. I'm gonna wait the clock because I am still locked in, and I'm gonna come in Mamoswine, sorry. And obviously this is not an ideal scenario for me. And I do want them to throw. It's contemplating throwing the superpower here to put them into Avalanche range, but they're pretty close to Avalanche range anyways. And they actually end up having Wild Charge. So I'm gonna do one and throw the Avalanche. And I'm in a very good spot right now. And then they decide to let that go. And this game's over here. Really not too much they could have done at that point in time. So I was in a pretty favorable situation. As far as they didn't come Zacian into it, they must have realized I had a second answer to it, and then the energy on Giratina would have been nice there for them, but it worked out fine for me. So if they would have came in Zacian, I would have came Metagross. I would have been able to see and beat tie on the Meteor Mash, and then no shield to Metagross. Obviously, they could come with some energy. Still would have been a little bit tricky for me, but I was in a pretty decent spot there. So we have This is where I mess up this one here. and they come into Metagross here. Here I should just commit to the 2 shield with it, but I also thought like, okay, usually they Iron Head here, but even the Draco would survive. They end up throwing the Thunder at me, which is obviously absolutely disastrous for me. And I throw the EQ, hoping that they would no shield, but this is gonna be pretty rough for me. And I figured that they might have Zacian in the back. So actually, could I come Dragonite here, hoping that I can make the Dragon Claw beforehand, but they played it out absolutely beautifully, and I don't survive this Iron Head, which is very bad for me. And I forget what they had in the back. I have to farm down here. Really not much choice here, but I'm not going to be able to take out this Giratina altered. It's just way too tanky for me. If this was like Origin, I probably could throw the Avalanche and farm down, but because it is even with the sneak of the Powder Snow there, they just need 4 more to make it the second Dragon Claw. So I decided to throw when I had double, and if they shield here, I'll throw the next one just so I could see what the third Pokemon was going to be. And it ends up being Togekiss. Oof. Yeah, I knew there was a second answer there, so I just wanted to sack the Dragonite. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to Dragon Claw. If I got to the Dragon Claw, then I think I had a chance to win there. It would have been close still, but the Avalanche almost certainly would have one-shotted here. This match I misplayed too here because I played this person earlier. They have Zacian and Dialga in the back, so I tried to CMP tie, but I thought I threw at the right time there, but I must have thrown one Dragon Breath too early, and I let this go here, and then instantly go to Metagross, Mamoswine I should say, because I know it's going to be a Dialga coming in, and I know it's a Zacian in the back, but yeah, and I make a misplay in this match here because I know it's in the back. I tried to throw. Good timing by the opponent. This is a very strong battler. I decided to shield here. Honestly, I should just thrown the Avalanche here, hoping that they would no shield. Because I would actually prefer that they no shield so I can take them out here. And I wait the clock here, hoping that maybe I can try to catch the Draco Meteor, but they decide to throw the Iron Head here, and I know it's an Iron Head, but I'm gonna be too low. But maybe I should have taken it, to be honest, because I can one shot the. They try to catch here. I should have farmed it. I should have threw the Meteor Mash here. I don't know why I threw the Earthquake here. I should have thrown the Meteor Mash. It does the same damage, and then I end up getting. I need to outpace this Zacian or try to catch there, which both would have been very difficult here. So I try to go. Yeah, and I'm getting Draco here. No, I get Iron Head here. I'm gonna be too low. Yeah, and I already know what's in the back. Zacian here. Maybe it was a quick attack Zacian. I can't remember here. Then maybe I could survive there, but I should have thrown I should have doubled on the Meteor Mash, then thrown the Meteor Mash at the Dialga there. So misplay there. Winnable game there. Very winnable game. Mistimed on the Dragon Claw, and then as well, yeah, mistimed on the Dragon Claw. That's okay. All right, we have Dragonite into Mewtwo. This is a pretty okay matchup. Contemplate trying to catch there. They end up throwing right away, but I decided not to. And they come in Dialga, so I thought the super power. Honestly, I thought they would shield here, but they decide to not shield, which is really good for me. And I'm gonna come in Metagross here because I resisted Dragon Breath, and I'm not gonna shield. I'm just gonna farm this all the way down, and they come into with Zekrom, I believe. This is Mewtwo, Double Dragon. And I throw the Meteor Mash at the Zekrom, hoping to get the shield. And I'm in a pretty good spot here. I was actually going to just throw the Meteor Mash right away to get some good chip damage. It would have did like 30-something% to the Zekrom. They decided to throw Crunch here. Totally fine. And I'm going to wait the clock, come in Metagross, and I'm going to try to switch here. I do switch here, get the switch, which is really nice for me. But I was in a pretty good spot anyways. They do one-shot me. I do 4 then throw. 3, 4. So they have the Side Strike again. 5 cycle cuts per side strike. They go 1 over. So I'm cognizant that they're going to 1 over. So, but I'm not going to take any risk here because I just need to outpace the Zekrom here. So I only decide to do 2. Not going to get fancy here. Gonna throw the Avalanche and then gonna be able to take out the Zekrom with Avalanche anyways. And this should be enough to take it out. I think it does like 85% or something like that. The high horsepower probably would one shot. Does slightly more damage than the Avalanche, I believe. All right, so we get a 3-2 here, and it take a while to catch a Snorlax here, so we're just gonna skip past here. Yeah, again, overall I went 14-11. My first set actually went 1-4. Some misplays trying to figure out how to play the team. Then went 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and then 4-1, which you'll see in the set. Dude, it does take a little while to find some opponents here. I'm just gonna skip ahead here. Okay, so we have Dragonite into Mamoswine. The good thing here is that they usually don't have an answer to Mamoswine. When you switch your Mamoswine, but unfortunately I'm gonna get outpaced here. I contemplate no shielding this because I think I survived the first one, and I throw the Avalanche here one before they get to the next one, and I'm gonna shield or 2 before the next one, and I farm up a little bit here. Then I throw, hoping to throw off their counts, but they're literally just gonna throw the Avalanche directly at me. Okay, this is okay. This game I probably should have lost too, but I'm gonna wait the clock out. I know it's at least Dialga in the back because and probably Giratina. It's a pretty common variant here, and here comes Giratina. So they're at, I think that they got denied there. To be honest, 2. I didn't see a shadow clock come through. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I switch. I figure that they're gonna overfarm here, and I'm actually not quite sure how I'm gonna win this game. They decide to ominous win here. There was actually a big mistake because this allows me just barely to get to the superpower, and then the superpower doesn't. Well, it does end up KOing KOing, and then I'm gonna be able to reach the Meteor Mash and take out the Giratina. So I was very fortunate there that they end up throwing the Ominous Wind. They decided to overfarm. Lots of things fell into play for me there. If they would have just thrown the Shadow Ball, if I would have caught there, then I would have lost because I wouldn't have gotten to the superpower. And the Dragon Claw wouldn't have been an. Maybe I would get to the no, I probably wouldn't get to the Dragon Claw either because I barely got to the superpower. And we have Dragonite. I'm gonna save switch to Mamoswine. Take a Dragon Breath for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. So it looks like they're pretty weak to this in the back. So I am gonna bait. They didn't throw the Iron Head first. Looks like they're gonna farm up here. I am gonna shield. Look to take a 2-0 shield advantage, or switch. Not 1-0 shield advantage, I should say. I do take this shield advantage here, and here I think there's a fairy in the back. Oh no, actually no, I don't think there's a fairy in the back. Apparently, okay. I tried to sack here. I let it go. They throw the Iron Head, and it is a fairy in the back. Decided to throw the Dragon Claw here. Maybe I could have made the superpower and farm down. But they do outpace me here. But maybe if I superpower, they would get one less quick attack. I don't think so. And then I would KO beforehand. I do have to throw on CMP, which is at 6 here. So I do throw on CMP. Which is a little unfortunate I couldn't farm down, but that's okay. It is what it is. And what's in the back? Do I end up getting Draco here? Yes, I end up getting Draco Meteor. Oof. I should have thrown. Miscounted there the energy. I also was hoping that they would Draco my Dragonite. But that's okay. I should have sacked Dragonite, to be honest. Hoping that Metagross up a shield was going to be able to win it. But that's okay. Because there's definitely a reason why they stayed, and yeah, it doesn't really matter. But anyways, this was a tough lead here, so I go straight into Mamoswine. I'm going to be met by Dialga, and I am going to throw the Avalanche bait. Avalanche still does like 55%. They actually end up no shielding here, which is pretty intense. And now I'm just going to commit to the farm down. It's like my only conceivable win con here is to farm down, and I just barely get the farm down. And I decided to just go straight for the Avalanche here. Obviously, they could catch on like I don't know, a Metagross or something. I guess they would have came Metagross into it. Anyway, since I throw the Avalanche, just figured it's safe play. They end up shielding. I go straight into Metagross. And let's see how I decide to play this out. I do 10, then throw. They're over farming here. Interesting. Maybe they're trying to figure out good timing here. They actually end up throwing right away. Decide to shield. Not sure it's the right play. And it is Reshiram here. So I decide to go straight for the EQ because I know I can make it. Well, I don't know if I can make it to the Dragon Claw because they have Crunch here. I guess if they would have had Stone Edge, then I would have lost. They had a Crunch, and if I would have got debuffed, I also would have lost here. And no debuff allows me to get to the Dragon Claw and take out this Reshiram. And then they come into Lugia, but I'm in a really good spot here at this point in time. Not really too much the opponent can do at this stage. So I end up picking up the win. And I think one of these battles does take a while to find the opponent. This one here? Okay. All right. This one actually had Dragon Tail Groudon, which I did not realize. And I switch out, and I'm met by Yveltal. And I throw at good timing. I'm hoping they no shield this so I could farm them down, but I shield this, which is probably a mistake here because I was actually 2 off and they're only 1 snarl off. I shield this, and I'm like contemplating whether or not I can try to catch onto it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But I think my window is just not up. Yeah. I tried to catch onto the Dragonite here, but that's fine. Mamoswine with no shields, and I'm hoping they let me farm down. They actually come straight into Groudon here, and I take the Fire Punch. I completely forgot how much energy they had. I was going to do 4, then switch and try to catch there, but that's okay. And I throw, and then I'm just going to instant swap into Dragonite. And they come into Dialga, and I should have did a few more Dragon Breaths here because the superpower doesn't KO, just barely. I take some additional damage, but that's okay. It does mean that I'm gonna be able to easily outpace. I would win CMP tie versus this this Yveltal anyway. So once I take it out the Dialga, I was gonna be in a good spot there. So, and this last match does take a while to find one. As you can see here, I'm waiting quite a bit here. Okay, and then this was a very spicy team. I hope this person sends me their battles here. Virizion into Dragonite. Gorgeous lead here, and they come into Dialga here, and I throw on CMP. I was too slow on the switch there. I should have switched out faster. Though they if they get 1 Dragon Breath, they outpace me here. This kind of sucks here because I know they're not going to shield now once they Draco. And I decide to farm up to 9 bullet punches. Basically, that's like right before they get to the Draco, but after they get to the Iron Head. So if they throw the Iron Head, I would just farm them down. Obviously, they could throw it beforehand. And then here comes Reshiram. I go up to the EQ, and then here I'm just going to switch out right away. I have 2 answers for, well, 2 kind of answers for Reshiram. And I let this go. They actually end up throwing the Fusion Flare at me, which allows me to get to... They play this actually really brilliantly here. And they actually decide to let this go. And this is actually very problematic for me. I wait the clock here, And I'm actually looking up on PvP how much the Leaf Blade does. It does about 60%. So I definitely would survive one. So they throw good timing here. So I let it go. And I decide to throw the Avalanche here. And then I'm going to look to swap. And save the shield for the Metagross. Because I'm a little bit closer to the move here. And we actually end up... They played this really well here. But unfortunately for them, I end up CMP tying with this Verzion here. But really the key to winning there was farming up that little bit extra versus the Dialga and being able to get to the move at the end in order to win the game. So end up going 14-11, 3-2, 4-1. If you want to see the rest of the battles, you can check it out on twitch.tv/KingIV. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.